Hello everybody who is watching this video. Today I wanted to discuss Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. The trailers, of course, they were released a few days ago, and I didn't want to do a reaction video because I don't know how to not get copy striked, and the formatting, so I just don't feel like that happening. So I'm just going to talk about it separately, because I'm sure you guys have already seen it, and if you have not seen the new Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer, go see it right now. Okay, but, so to start it off, well, first we got a look at the graphics, and in my opinion, these are, by far the best graphics that we've had. Because some people are saying that they're similar to Sun and Moon's. It really isn't true. It's much higher quality. Just the base quality at the pixel level is way, way, way better. So I think that's going to be 100% one of the best things about this game. I think we're getting to the point where the graphics, they're just going to stay at a point at this level. Sure, they might get a little bit different, but I don't think they can really get, better without making it too realistic. Because Pokemon's supposed to be kind of a whimsical thing. So I think if they went any more realistic than they are right now, I think it would kind of ruin the feel. And second thing is, because of course they didn't show us they're not entirely done with the game yet. Because now there's no NPCs barely in any of the trailer except I think one trainer battle. But besides that, there was absolutely nothing. So they're definitely perfecting the NPCs. But from what we saw from the one trainer battle, I think the game looks a little bit more, instead of going from the inside view of a building to the outside view, it looks more like you're going through the doorway rather than just the view being from outside to inside, which I think is much better. And the third purely positive thing I have to say about the game is that it looks a little bit more open. The walls, if you look at them, especially in when you saw the character running through a cave, you can see the walls are much less straight up and down, which makes me think you're going to be able to maybe feel like you're moving around a little bit more. Maybe it'll be a little bit more interactive, because even though a lot of Pokemon games have a lot of stuff to do, everywhere you go, pretty much, especially fan games, I think Pokemon is, to be honest, I think it's in not a very good place right now, because everybody loves it. It's not that people don't like it, and obviously they're doing fine money-wise, but I just don't think it's very good, because you saw they took down some fan games. In fact, that used to be one of the only things on my channel was one of the fan games. It was like a year ago at this point, maybe a year and a half ago, and it was Pokemon Brick Bronze, and it was made in Roblox, and it got shut down by the Pokemon Company. And I think Pokemon is really going to put their best foot forward in these new games, and I think there's going to be a lot of extra things to do in the routes. And I think the trailer was actually quite baseline what we're going to get, because they don't want to reveal stuff, because you don't spoil the game this early, because that'd just be ridiculous. Now, and the other thing is, the character customization is definitely coming back, because come on, the characters that we saw really looked like this kind of hat that the guy had, and I think the guy also had a rip on his jeans, which I feel like would be a very customizable option that you would have. So I think character customization is going to be very good, because that was one of the top things this asked for this generation. And even though it did not show you any Pokemon walking behind you, I do believe that we will have that, because the Pokemon walking behind you is another hugely requested thing, and it was already in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So I don't think it's plausible that that wouldn't be a thing. So yeah, and the other thing is that, so of course there's the starters. Now, as you guys already know, I already put out the video, hashtag Grookey Gang. But of course, I love Grookey. I think Grookey looks amazing, and I think Snobble. I'm not really a fan of how like skinny its arms and legs are. Kind of like not too big of a fan of that on Froakie or Chimchar. It just kind of doesn't work for me. But I think Sobble's. My prediction is that Sobble is gonna turn into a water poison type. I think Grookey is going to turn into maybe I could see him turning into a grass and fighting type, because you know the like the Monkey King kind of. I'm pretty sure there's a Pokemon that's inspired by that. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, Infernape is a little bit, but yeah, the Monkey King has like the bow staff that holds above his head, and I can definitely see that little thing that Grookey has in his hand being that. So it could be fighting type. It could also be grass rock type. I think Grookey could definitely be a lot of different things, and I really don't think that Scorbunny, which is my least favorite of the starters, I feel like they're gonna force it being a soccer player down our throats, or football, doesn't really, I don't really care what it's called, I don't really follow it, but, like, I feel like they're just gonna shove it down our throats, just because it's part of the game. So I really hope it doesn't, like, just turn into a soccer player. So that'd be really boring. Like it would be okay, but I feel like it would just be, like, a forced design. Like, they're really trying to push the football thing, like, too much. To be a starter design. Maybe one Pokemon based off that, but I don't think a starter design should be that. So I'm okay, because it's obviously going to have a little bit of inspiration from soccer, but I hope it doesn't, like, I don't know, like, get a soccer jersey and, like, have soccer gear on, because that'd be ridiculous. But I do think it is going to not be a fighting type. I think it's going to be a fairy type, or there was that one leak of a steel type, which I don't know. I really didn't like the fully evolved Scorbunny design that was leaked. It's probably not real. But it's very mad at me. So my prediction is Water Fairy, Grass Fighting, and Fire Fairy. I think that'd be an interesting trio, and they could do it like something like they did in Generation 6, where it's like a set of 3 things that are kind of similar. Because they could have Grookey could have like a kind of American football vibe. And I'm not sure, maybe Sobble could be like a swimmer, like, but I hope they don't push that too much into the star designs, because that would just, it's a very human thing to do, and of course humans do it in the games, as it was shown, so I don't think a Pokemon should be super based on that. Now the final thing is, like, the region seems very linear, because it's very clear that you start out from the bottom and then move on to the big cities at the top. Although if you did it in reverse, that'd be really interesting actually if you went from the top to the bottom, because we've never had it where you start in a big city. It's always been like a small town. I think it would actually be interesting if you started in one of the really big cities, but I doubt that. And I feel like, since it's obvious that you go from the bottom to the top, you have to assume that it'll kind of be too linear, but I do hope that there's a very extensive post-game. And I also, I'm not a big fan of the name Sword and Shield. I feel like, and obviously I'm not going to say, oh, Pokemon's running out of ideas, because it's stupid. But I don't, Oh, I also don't like the region name, Galar. It's like, all the other region names flow like Johto, Kalos, Kanto, but I feel like this one's just Galar. I feel like it's just too harsh sounding name. But Sword and Shield, I feel like they're just objects, kind of, and I'm not too big of a fan of that. It doesn't really work for me. But that is going to be it for the video. Tell me what your opinions are of Pokemon Sword and Shield in the comments below. And I did my lighting a little bit differently this time. Tell me if you guys like it. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you all have a good day.